if you truly mean what you say, like, you can't post another video. Like, it's just not, it's not nice. It's bullying. It's crossed the line. I don't care that you paid for them, edited them. Like, I'm fucking done with this shit, dude. Seriously, like, can you please not post the fucking videos? Like, please.
Can I be the devil on your shoulder? But you're gonna make a lot of money.
And so you may be asking, what's gonna happen to the blue lobster, to the fart noise, to the tan jokes?
What is up, YouTube? Welcome to another video. Today's topic, the Greg Doucette and Mike Israetel beef has finally been squashed.
Let's do a normal shake hug.
Now it's all homophobic. Come on, let's do a real hug.
Some weeks back, I made a video explaining how their beef started and how it escalated to Greg Doucette firing shots at Mike Israetel in all of his videos. That video had pretty bad audio, which I do again apologize for.
Viewers, apologize, I'm continue.
Anyway, here is that video right here if you want to watch it before we get into this one, which is basically a part 2. So it seems like Mike and Greg were brought together by their mutual friend Erick Janicki, so they can talk it out, explain their sides, and finally put the beef behind them. I'm going to be skipping some parts, especially parts I already explained in my previous video, so please head over to Erick Janicki's channel and watch the full video. Let's see how this went and I will comment as we go on.
Would you agree that you've gone probably a little too hard on him?
A little. I would say I'm so far over the top that it's like, it's surprising I could have made that many videos at this point. So I wouldn't say a little bit over the top. I'd be like, yeah, like crazy over the top videos on Mike.
I like that Greg always knew that he overdid it with the Mike Israetel trolling. It honestly got to a point where it was actually annoying and I didn't think it was cool to troll someone that much. I mean, even if you're unbothered by people's comments, the level to which Greg talked about Mike was just too much for anyone to remain nonchalant if it were them being trolled. If I were Mike, all the trolling would eventually get to me too. Greg clearly saw that the trolling got him views, which is pretty much part of why he kept doing it.
When we first did that debate on the Omar's channel, I was basically condescending and negative towards you, and that's not a way I like to be at all. But my reasoning was you had made a video critiquing me and sort of mocking my concepts, and that's like Coach Greg the character, not Coach Greg the human. I didn't know that, and so content is content, 100%. But I was like, oh, like this motherfucker wants beef, fine, he'll get beef to his face, and I was a cunt on the videos.
If you look back to the video in question, Greg really did mock Mike's concepts. What Greg was actually doing was disagreeing, but in true Greg fashion, he always disagrees in a manner that gets the most views.
How many sets did you do in a workout? Is it a 10, 20, 30, and is it 3 times a week, 2 times a week? What's the minimum effective volume? What is the max intensity? What is RPE? Stop all the scientific mumbo jumbo. Train harder, harder!
He's always controversial about it, and I do see why Mike's feelings were hurt by the comments made by Greg Doucette.
When I hit you up earlier today, was it yesterday? Yesterday.
We met this morning.
This morning.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, you looked at me, I looked at you. I was just, but naturally, I just like shook your hand and I was like, do you want to squash this? And you were like, yeah. And so I don't want to be negative anymore, man.
So here we see that Mike is the one who approached Greg so that they can talk things out, and Greg was very open to it. If you watch Greg's videos, he has always said that he didn't actually hate Mike, but it was the other way around. Greg initially did want to talk to Mike at the 2023 Mr. Olympia and separate content from real life, but Mike did not want to do that at all. I'm glad to see that they finally got to where they are now.
I think fundamentally deep down, based on my interactions with you off camera, there's definitely a Coach Greg on camera character who's quite mean. And then there's a Coach Greg off camera character who seems much more calm and reasonable. And yeah, so I vibe with that real human, and I'm not gonna do any more hate.
I think we can agree that people who do not really watch Greg Doucette's videos don't really know him. Like Mike said, there is Coach Greg the character and there is Greg Doucette, the human being. If you really watch his videos like I do, you know that he displays both characters.
Honestly, just full full disclosure, I already have videos that are edited that you probably won't like a lot.
I'll put them out.
When you said you're a clown sociopath where you can't critically think, I'm like, oh, gold. Like, honestly, like, I don't hate the content, but only because like it gives me so much content. Like any negativity, it's like almost like I'm a sponge eating it up, and it like, because if you said nothing ever and I did the beef, I'm like, how long can I do this beef thing before people like will revolt against me? Because I tried it against Jeff Cavalier, and because he said, you know, he was lifting the fake weights and the whole thing, and then after a couple months, it's like, Greg, leave it alone. But if he had kept at it, it would have refueled it. So by actually saying things again, it allowed me to keep the beef going, because I'm like, I can't believe I get this many views on the same thing.
This is where we start to see Greg's hunger for views and making money. I've always known that he is like this. I mean, dude posts 2 videos every day, and he has been doing so for the past years. He also viciously advertises his products, so yeah, he's certainly a money-hungry person. What I don't like is how he sacrifices people's feelings for views. All that trolling of Mike was going way too far, and he knew this. He even said it some minutes back, but he kept on going because it gives him more content. I do understand why he is like this, considering the sheer amount of content that he posts. He always needs some new videos, and the beef gave him just that. It's just that he should have known to draw the line at a certain point and at least dial it down on the roasting.
It's just, it represents the rarity of the person that could have that issue. I think there was a Lyle
McDonald.
Yeah, he said something about
He was a
snowflake.
terrible, insane person.
I've only met him like through the 2-hour podcast we did together. I don't know if you guys were friends or
We're never
you
friends.
coached him or he coached you. I can't
He has
remember.
alienated every single expert in the industry because he is insane and cruel and mean and psychotic and has 0 accomplishments. And
He seemed educated. He must be like
He's educated.
Like, he must have,
he's
like,
a smart guy.
The studies.
He's a smart
like,
guy. He's if he hears this, don't edit this out. He's substantially less intelligent than he thinks. And when he asked Brad Schoenfeld to debate him on a study that Brad published.
Yep.
Brad wasn't going to do it because he's a respectable scholar, but I'm not such a respectable person. So I said, I'll take a shot at the title. Went back and forth in email, and he basically said, like, okay, you're a tough guy. I'm not going to go up against you. But then I coaxed him into doing it. I thought we had a pretty productive discussion, but afterwards he was still the same kind of mean person. But I understand, like, getting him on and getting all the insight. It's really good content if you're going to bash me, because he has a lot of mean things to say about me, and they sound sort of thought through. He's a person that has been losing followers for a really, really long time.
I didn't think he had, like, he has a fault.
He
Like,
used to
I
have
didn't
more.
know
He
he
used
was
to be one of
popular.
the top. He used to be one of the top fitness industry scientific experts back in the early 2000s. No joke. Yeah. And then he's just mean to everyone. It is inevitable, if you're on good terms with him, he will turn his back on you sooner or later.
I find this funny because the video was taken down a few hours after it was posted. An edited version was reposted, which I think did not include this Lyle McDonald part. I didn't watch that video and I only read the comments, which is where I got that info about the parts that were edited out. I really do not know how much Mike knows Lyle or the interactions they've had, but I kind of feel like Mike is attacking Lyle in the same manner that he used to attack Greg Doucette. Mike is clearly a scholar, and scholars do not like being challenged intellectually, at least the ones that I've met. Maybe Mike is just being honest here, I really don't know, but I do find it a bit ironic.
One thing I will say, like, and I called Mike on this, I said, like, what's the difference between you making, because I know personally one of the celebrity trainers, he like just completely like destroyed in a video, and it like really affected him deeply in his business. And I asked him, like, what's the difference between you making a video like that versus Greg making a video about you? And he said, yes, I agree with you. And I'm actually trying to make an effort, if I do a exercise scientist critiques, to not get to that level where I'm like personally attacking somebody's intelligence or personally attacking somebody's philosophies and saying, like, pointing out the good things with the bad. So I think if like these next videos are going to be, I get, equally as brutal as the other ones, like, I just think that for me, like, as your business partner and friend, and like seeing and now hearing how you understand that it's gone too far and it's bullying, like, I just think that there's zero reason, like, if you actually believe that, to post a single more video.
Yeah, I mean, these are great points. What you're saying makes sense. I still have to I still have to talk to Steve, because, like, you know,
I'll
just
talk to
as
Steve.
yeah, maybe if we both talk to him separately.
I get it. Like, I understand that he's also part of this, but
Steve gets way more hurt than me. Like, there's comments like, Steve in the comment section, people attack him like he's my brother, but
he's not even in the videos.
No,
Comments
he's like
are ruthless, man.
Oh, it's horrible. I mean, like, Steve, you can't react. Like, he's the kind of guy, like, he would die for a bodybuilding show and not post one photo of himself and show up to the show because he doesn't want anyone to think that he's showing off, that he's showing his physique, and he just shows up out of the blue without telling anyone, kind of like almost like this guy did in the last show. And he can't handle the hate. Notice he's never been in a video with me. He's too shy that way, but he's super smart. But he just doesn't have the, like, to put himself out there like that. So he gets really offended. I'm like, I don't. Like,
So this isn't
it.
for everyone. And like, so just to make a public record, like, Steve was complicit in making a lot of videos about me that were quite hateful. No love lost. I said what I needed to say right to Steve's face a few weeks ago at the Gymshark event. Sorry, Gymshark. Your event is just like attracting just criminals like us. We fought. Remember, like, you broke a brick over my head and I had a shovel.
Oh, it was bad.
It was terrible.
Yeah, I'm recovering.
Steve, there's no beef for me, man. So if you guys want to put out the videos, again, I think Erick's opinions is pretty. It's all good with me, man. It's all good with me. Money's money.
Okay, this is the most questionable part of this whole video. Remember I said there were parts that were edited out in the repost that has now been deleted? This is apparently one of the parts that were edited out. Here we see Greg Doucette being asked to delete 10 videos about Mike, but he seems to be resisting. There's a couple of reasons why he could be doing this. The first one is that he doesn't want to lose all that content and possibly fail to post those 2 videos a day like he always does. I don't know how many videos he has in stock, but if this is the case, then he would lose out on some views and some money. Maybe he's just using his brother as an excuse. This would be a pretty selfish thing to do because he would again be choosing money over someone else's feelings, something that is not cool at all. The second reason is that he could be prioritizing his brother over everything else. Maybe Greg is trying to protect his relationship with his brother. If he chooses to delete the videos when Steve wants the videos posted, maybe it will seem like he's choosing Mike over Steve, and he wants to avoid that. He wants to protect his relationship with his brother, even if it means posting those videos. This is a reason I understand more, and one that makes a lot more sense, because clearly there was some animosity between Steve and Mike as well, and Steve seems to take things to heart a little bit more than Greg does. It would be petty of Steve to not want to make peace and still post those videos, but hey, people are different and they handle situations differently, and maybe this is just how editor Steve handles criticism, so to say.
I really appreciate this, and I think at the end of the day, like, this can be a message for, like, everybody in the fitness industry. Like, I see it in the fucking bodybuilding comments, I see it against me, I see it against, like, you know, anybody that's doing fitness content. It's just like becomes so, like, divisive and so just negative. Like, we're all here to get better. We're going to the gym to, like, whatever that goal is, like, we want to better ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally. Like, we're gonna have different ways to do things. You can lift fucking 4 reps, you can lift 30 reps. Like, we're bodybuilding, we're like lifting weights. There's people
That's
getting
serious there.
But there's, like, people getting bombed in this world, like children dying, and we're fucking fighting over rep ranges and, like, literally, like, wanting to get to like
well, Jack Nipper got punched in the throat.
Yeah, like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, we need to change. This needs to be better. We need to stop creating content that is predicated on negativity and, like, you know, making people watch because it's, like, fun to watch people hate each other. Like, that's fucked, and it needs to stop. And we need to start coming together as a community and making content that's more inclusive and more nuanced and understands there's a gray area in everything. So, dude, this means the world to me to have you guys do this. It's, like, really, really awesome I know that for you especially, and vice versa, like, with all the videos that have been made, with you, with, like, how you felt you've been treated up to this point, like, this was a fucking huge moment. So I appreciate both of you, because you know how much love I have for both of you guys.
Yeah.
Erick Janicki is basically the Jesus of fitness, advocating for goodness and discouraging negativity. He kinda looks like Jesus though. He could play a buff Jesus in a movie, don't you think? I have been saying the same thing myself, and I have made a video about it before. I also have another video coming up about just how the fitness industry can be pretty ridiculous. I agree with Erick on this one.
We could probably start with a hug though.
That's-
that you don't have to kiss.
Three-way hug or just Greg and I?
Three-way
I
hug.
don't
Three-way
be
hug.
part of it.
You want to be in a
I
hug?
won't be part
Well, it's
of
kind of weird because then we can't hug directly if we're just hugging you because you're so gigantic. We wouldn't even reach each other. across.
Well, then if you guys want, like, maybe you guys
Let's
go
do.
first.
Let's
and then
do.
I'll go
We'll
around
do a
both.
hug first, and then we'll
Let's
both
do a
hug the air.
normal. Let's do a normal shake hug.
Now it's
There
all
we go.
homophobic. Come on. Let's do a real hug.
Beefy boy with that.
Greg is so uncomfortable with Mike's gay jokes. You can see him go for the bro hug, but Mike wants a real hug. Greg looks so uncomfortable with it all, and he even leaves some space between him and Mike. I just find it really funny, and it's one of the reasons I like Mike a lot. How he manages to make people so uncomfortable, except Will Tennyson and Jesse James. They will lean into those gay jokes more than the Tower of Pisa. All in all, I'm glad this beef got squashed. In as much as it made for good entertainment, it was really going too far. Mike's last competition clearly put him in a bad place mentally and emotionally, and for him to see those videos of Greg just mocking him every day really was not a cool thing. I'm glad our YouTube dads talked things out, and hopefully we'll be seeing some collabs soon. That is it for the video today. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video. I will see you in the next one. Remember to stay natural.